Now, a key moment in Joe Biden's journey to the White House. Nearly 3 weeks after Election Day, the green light has been given for the official transition to begin. Mr. Biden has also announced key members of his cabinet, each with high-level government experience. Simon Marks is joining us from Washington, D.C. Simon, what's next in the transition for the Biden presidency?
Well, there's a couple of different things, Jill, that are going to kick off immediately now. First of all, money is going to be released. Taxpayer money, about $6.3 million from the US government to the Biden transition team, which will allow them to begin the process, if they want to, of leasing an office here in Washington, D.C., a kind of a short-term transition headquarters, beginning the process of moving their staff into place so that there can be a smooth handover, as expected, at high noon on January the 20th, the moment Joe Biden is sworn into the presidency. But the other thing, of course, that will be moving forward very rapidly is Joe Biden unveiling key appointees, people that he wants to flesh out his government. Remember, he's got to hire about 4,000 people. It's not just the headline-grabbing names that we have to think about, but the entire enormous array of personnel that he has to put into place to take over from the Trump administration. And also, of course, we're going to be looking to see precisely what level of cooperation the Trump government now gives Joe Biden. Will Joe Biden today start receiving the presidential daily intelligence briefing, for example? How quickly will the Department of Health and Human Services engage in a briefing for Biden transition team staff so they understand the contours of the COVID-19 vaccine distribution plan? All of these different government departments now need to reach out to Joe Biden's team to begin discussions that frankly should have started about a fortnight ago.
Simon, so far those are headline-grabbing names, as you've mentioned, which the cabinet appointments seem quite different in background to the Trump team. No surprise there. But how do you think this shift will affect U.S.-China tensions?
Well, they're chalk and cheese, aren't they, Otelli? I mean, you couldn't find a study in contrasts greater than that between the current Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, and the man that Joe Biden hopes will win Senate confirmation to be his Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. And if you look at the worldview of people like Antony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, who's poised to become National Security Advisor, John Kerry, the president-elect's proposed climate czar, they are all absolutely committed multilateralists. So we're going to be moving from a situation where the Trump administration has sought to confront China very much from an America alone stance to a situation where the Biden campaign, the Biden administration, which has not been soft on China at all during the course of the election campaign, now seeks to build a multilateralist approach to dealing with Beijing. It's not going to be an America first, America alone, you're with us or against us approach with regards to China. It may still be very tough in terms of the direction that people like Antony Blinken choose to take American policy with, of course, Joe Biden at the helm. But it is going to be returning to an era in which America seeks to put multilateral packages of countries together in a bid to reach a common agreed set of policies towards Beijing.
That extends clearly to, as you said, the multilateral organizations, the groupings like APEC, like G20, which we've just seen. So you expect the Biden administration to rewrite the narrative there, as some people have concerns that it may be a checkbook government that's coming in with the Biden administration.
Well, I think there's no question that narrative regarding APEC and the region more broadly is going to be rewritten, Jill. Antony Blinken has spoken very warmly just in recent weeks about what the Obama administration, and he was Deputy Secretary of State in it, referred to as the pivot to Asia. And they're listening to foreign governments in the region, of course, but also to embassies here that have been advancing the case for a much deeper involvement in the region once again by the United States. Now, they know, I think, that it's probably too late that China, having signed the RCEP agreement with so many regional countries has stolen a march on the United States in the region, and they're going to have to find another way of getting involved in that conversation. But as far as events like APEC summits are concerned, I think it's unlikely that years will go by, as they just have, between US presidential appearances at those summits. Much more likely that you're going to see the United States trying to establish a very large seat around the table once again, reflective of the Biden worldview, as was the Obama worldview, that the United States is a Pacific power.